Good morning, beautiful people. I hope you're all good today. Welcome back to my channel. You're here with Sarah, and today we're talking about Venus retrograde because it's happening right now. Yes, today Venus goes retrograde for 40 days. Now, Venus only retrogrades every 18 months. So this is intense and serious for everybody. Everybody's going to feel this energy. Venus retrograded last in October the 5th, 2018 until November the 17th. So if you can go back to that period and remember what your life was like then, what eruptions happened, and think back to then and imagine that energy, and that's exactly what's happening now. It's intense, guys. It's serious. There's no escape from the Venus retrograde because Venus is the energy of our love affairs, how we value ourselves, others, our abundance in our life, how we spend our money. She's the goddess of love, beauty, money, abundance, fertility. So all of these things are deep at the core of our centers, and they're what we value the most in life. So when she is in transit, moving forward, we're with the flow of energy, we're with the flow of her energy, of everything. It's easy to, if we make mistakes, to sort them out, because the energy is there to grab onto and get the help from that energy. But now she's in retrograde, that energy is no longer available to us. So it can cause a lot of eruptions and disruptions in our lives. So we've got to be very cautious for the next 40 days when it comes to all of these things. So there's going to be, it's inevitable, a lot of relationship breakdowns in this period. Due to the lockdown for the last few months, if people have been living together, couples, even like family members, I'm sure there is a lot of emotional turmoil happening in the relationship already, from just been stuck together for so long and not been able to go out and socialize and have the space. And now is where all of them tensions are going to unfortunately get worse, because the communication flow is going to slow down, because Venus is in Gemini now. She's been in Gemini since April 3rd, and when she went into Gemini, Gemini is the sign of communication, flirtiness, social butterflies, thinking more, intelligent conversations, hunger for knowledge. But now that Venus is going retrograde in Gemini, that means there's going to be a lack of communication. There's going to be a lack of that moving forward energy. So it's a time where we're going to go into ourselves and discover what we really want, and meditate on our values and bring the problems that we have to the surface, and to sort them out with ourselves and our guides. It's not a time for new love affairs for the next 40 days. Definitely not. It's not a time for marriage proposals or marriages, or even going on dating sites and meeting new people. It's a time to reflect on what we already have in our lives and what we want to keep, and maybe work on via communication, and what no longer serves us, so we can let go. So we're going to start revaluing the way people treat us, people that we give our good energy to, and we're going to think, do they give us back the same good energy, or maybe they don't? And if they don't, and you have tried communicating with them before, it's time to let them go for your own sake. Now, if they don't and you haven't tried communicating your feelings, well, it's a time to write down your feelings and be very careful in this period when it comes to communicating with people, because when Venus is retrograde, we don't have the flow of communication energy. So our words can be very misled, and they can just be instinctive more than like thought about. So it's best to write down our feelings about the people we want to talk to first. So then when we talk to them, we know what we're going to say and we're clear with our message. And if they respond in a way that doesn't satisfy your soul, well, if it's time for you to value yourself. That's what Venus is trying to say to you. Value yourself and just let that person go out of your life so you can move on and be a better you. Now, also, because she is the governor of money in all the astrology affairs and abundance, it's time to revalue how we spend our money, rethink how we spend our money, and how we don't spend it. And like, with Venus in Gemini is about community, and it's about sharing in your community and providing for your community and supporting your community. So with Venus ruling money and abundance and spending, it's time to think about, are we actually supporting our local community? Are we buying our fruit and veg from our local suppliers? And also because Venus rules beauty and abundance, and so for us to be healthy, we should be having organic vegetables anyways and organic produce. And we all know now in this new age that there is so many people making their own face creams, body products, body scrubs, shampoos, oils, chemical free, soaps. We have organic farmers, and now is the time, instead of supporting all these franchises and big companies, it's time now to start looking at the small companies or local suppliers and supporting them and buying off them, even if it costs a little bit more. If it's organic and made with love, isn't it worth it? And we need to start consuming less and consume more quality. So less quantity, more quality. So if something costs a little bit more, it's worth it. If it's good for us, if it nourishes us, whether it's like inside our body, if it's like water or food or a drink that's made organically, or creams that we put on our skin, or shampoos or soaps, if they're natural, chemical free and organic and made locally with love, that energy is so pure and vibrant for us. It's good nourishment for our soul. We need to start thinking about things like this. Revalue, rethink how we shop. If we keep going to the supermarkets, supplying them with their money all the time and buying their produce, which is like it's all imported, and it's lacking in the nutrients we need, and we're buying more because it's cheaper, and then a lot of it goes to waste. So what's the point in that? So this is the perfect time to start rethinking about the way we shop and about supporting our local community more. Okay, so Venus in retrograde as well is a time, as I said, not to get married or propose to anybody. Now, especially when she goes away from her skies for 10 days, away from her visible eye, we're gonna like, it's like the period of darkness of Venus. Now that lasts for 10 days. That starts on May the 30th until June the 10th. It's where she disappears from her sky as the evening star. And in mythology, they say she goes into the underworld, and she comes out like a phoenix, rose from the ashes, as the morning star on the 10th of June. So the last night you're going to see her in the evening sky is the 30th of May. So I advise you to go outside that evening and just have a little farewell and maybe a meditation with her. And then if you wake up early on the 10th of June, oh no, sorry, yeah, wake up early just before sunrise, you shall see her in the morning, brand new and vibrant again. And I advise you to set your alarm for that as well and welcome her energy back, even though she's still going to be in retrograde until the 25th of June. But still, at least she'll be visible in the sky and she'll be more revitalized. And another date to remember is the 2nd of June. The 2nd of June, she actually aligns with the sun. The sun is going one way and she's going the other, and they both align for that one day. So that's a nice day to make a wish and to write some manifestations down. Okay guys, this is the end of part 1. Come back for part 2 and we talk some more about Venus retrograde, and I'll give you some advice on what to do and what not to do, and I'll have some more dates and advice for you. Okay.